So you've just received your Stylish Ladies Classic. Now you just need to follow a few simple steps before you can head out on your first ride. If you have any trouble completing the build, please don't hesitate to call and we can talk you through it. Firstly, cut open the box and remove the tools box and loose packages. Using some scissors, cut off the cable ties and remove all of the packaging. Remember to keep the foam insert in the box in case you wish to ship the bike again in the future. Starting at the front of the bike, fit the handlebar and stem into the head tube. Then tighten the stem bolt so the bars are secure. Then adjust and tighten the handlebars below the stem to your preferred level. Tighten all the bolts as tight as possible. Lift up the front of the bike and remove the fork protector. Now grab the wheel and fit it between the fork and onto the axle. If you're having trouble fitting the wheel, try flipping the bike upside down. Now flick out your kickstand to stand up the bike. Finger tighten the wheel bolts on either side. Remember to hook the catch washers in the holes on the fork. Next, take out the 15mm spanner and tighten the bolts as tight as possible on both sides of the wheel. Remove the nut and washers from the brake bolt using the 10mm spanner. Locate your front mudguard, then place the large washer over the bolt against the frame, then the mudguard, then the spacer, and finally the nut. Finger tighten the nut before tightening with the 10mm spanner. So now you've got the mudguard on, make sure it's nice and tight because this secures the brake and you need to get that right. Now loosen the mudguard leg brackets with the 8mm spanner. Push the legs into the bracket and tighten. Now lift up the front of the bike and spin the front wheel to ensure it's running smoothly. Insert your seat post into the frame to your desired height and make sure it's straight and tighten using a 6mm Allen key. Now onto your pedals. So you've got a left and a right and they have different threads, so don't force them or you'll do damage to the bike. The right hand pedal has a standard thread, so tightens up clockwise. For reference, the chain is on the right hand side of the bike. Then the left pedal tightens up anti-clockwise. Screw the pedals in with your fingers, then tighten them with a 15mm spanner. Now to fit your basket if you have chosen one. Locate your 8mm spanner and 4 and 5mm Allen key. One at a time, using your fingers, fit the bolts into the basket bracket at the front of the bike, then tighten the bolts using the tools provided. Do the same for the lower basket bracket, however this time, fit the basket legs between the bracket and the basket cage. Now tighten the bolts. Now remove the wheel axle bolts and slip the basket legs over the axle. Then retighten the bolts using the 15mm spanner. Now place your basket in the cage and you're finished. Check all the bolts are as tight as possible and you're ready to head out on your first ride. Thanks for choosing Mango Bikes, and if you have any problems, please don't hesitate to give us a call.